everyone, and welcome back to Don's TV. Following a 2-0 defeat here at the Cherry Red Record Stadium to the hands of Newport County, we're joined by skipper Jake Reeves and Stuart Deakins. Welcome, Jake. Talk us through sort of your views of that from the middle of the pitch.
I thought performance levels and everything like that was pretty much exactly where it needs to be. I thought we started off really, really brightly, considering we know that they start really fast and they try and flood your own penalty box and try and gain territory quite quickly, and I thought we'd done that to them. Then simple forward really, and you got to hold your hands up sometimes, and lads hit a lovely clean strike and you go 1-0 down, and after that I think we controlled the majority of the games. Second goal was a little bit of a killer. We normally defend them, well, particularly recently we defended those sort of situations really, really well. Again, good ball. I couldn't exactly see what happened after that, so I'm sure we'll debrief that and come to the bottom of that. And then I thought we still controlled it without, probably the only thing that was missing was maybe that little bit of luck in the box and that little bit of maybe a bit of spatial awareness at times and a little bit of quality, and I think that's how it run. We know we weren't gonna go on a run and win every single game, just like all the other results other lads lost today, trying to catch us as well. So it is what it is, but like I said, it's one of them where you take the positives from it, you look at the performance levels and the energy of everyone, and we were still fighting all the way to the end. And then you kick on and you go again.
Absolutely. Obviously, I think you mentioned there sort of a bit of luck in the edge of the box. Josh Kelly had off the crossbar and then beat two defenders really well and just missed the far post. Days like that, sometimes that dips into the crossbar and goes in. It's a different game. And we won't go too into detail of the referee's performance, but it wasn't a fine game today. Obviously, we had a few chances in our favour on Tuesday against Gillingham, but today I think we were unlucky that John Kimani, Gordon got flattened on the edge of the box, and I think other days that might be a change of colour of card. But how much does that change the flow of the game for you guys out on the pitch, sort of, and frustrations maybe rising?
Yeah, naturally, obviously makes it a little bit difficult, but swings and roundabouts. It happens to both teams every week, whether you're at home, whether you're away. Those things can happen. Pleasing thing for me is I don't think if you watch the game you'd say that we let that affect us too much. Obviously, once they get an early goal, they can hang on and try and defend valiantly for their life, basically, and throw bodies at everything and stuff like that. And like I said, sometimes when we had shots in the first half, little deflections here and there, Ronan gets in the way of one of the shots and stuff, So it weren't our day today, and it is what it is. But the main thing is performance levels. I thought were really, really good from everyone.
As you say, it just felt like today we got the pressure on, didn't we? But we just couldn't get. We needed that goal, didn't we? Just one goal just to hang on side of it. What's Josh Kelly got to do to score a goal?
Yeah,
so unlucky, isn't he?
Yeah, really unlucky. I think he's obviously in a difficult position, isn't he? Coming in for who he come in for, and the sort of attributes that Ali has and Josh has. He's a completely different type of player. So it's about us understanding what he's good at and us trying to give him the ball in those sort of areas. And I think today, to be fair, for maybe one of the first times that happened, you could see his movement. Really, really clever player. Really good movement. And obviously the second one, I think it was not the lob, the other one where he's turned the lad inside out, and on another day that will flow and that will go in, and I'm sure he'll then crack on and kick on from there.
It's just got to bob it in. Even if it goes on his backside, isn't it? It's one of those, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? You sort of sense he's the sort of player that once he scores one, it will just Just
the good thing that he's always he's always getting in those positions to have those opportunities. If he weren't getting in there and looked lacking in confidence, then we'd be worried. But like I said, he doesn't look like that at all. He looks like a player who's come in. He knows he's had to adapt, obviously, naturally. Different team, different styles, and I think he's adapted really well. And just like I said, that final little bit really unlucky.
So looking at sort of the next few games, how do we bounce back from today? Is it just carry on as we were and go into the next game as we did today? Yeah,
of course. Like I said, if we'd have got battered today, then there's question marks, isn't there? And you're debriefing it, and you're coming in Monday and you're looking at it, and you're a bit like, oh, what's going on here? But that weren't the case. So no panic, no worry. Crack on and do the same thing.
And a full week of training now as well. No Tuesday game for the first time in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Well needed and well deserved rest coming up, and that's it. Like I said, you just come back in and you carry on working the same way. You keep the positivity, and we go and put performance in at Crewe and hopefully get a better result. As we know from experience with the playoffs, you don't qualify for playoffs today. You don't drop out of playoffs today. Final run in. Obviously Newport today we've already played, but Crewe. Tough games, but people are dropping points all left, right, and centre. There's going to be a lot to play. Yeah, it always is. Last year with Arthur Stevenage, we went for a blip around about this time. I don't think we won in like 3 or something like that, and it's hard. Everyone's got that extra initiative, whether they're fighting to stay up, whether they're fighting to try and get a run started to catch, or whether they're just trying to finish the season well, contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And as you've seen today, that goes all the way through the league. So.
Brilliant. Well, Jake, thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate you coming out.
No problem.
And we look forward to through, and then Harrogate here on Good Friday, Easter. It's kind of, thank you very much for joining us.
Nice one. Cheers, lads.
Cheers, mate.
There you go. Thank you very much. Take care.
There we go.
Rob's going to join us.
There we go. Yeah, joined by Rob.
Do you know what? I know I'm wearing shorts, but I'm cold now.
Yeah, it's chilly.
So I know it's my own fault.
I was actually in holiday last week, right? I was in Switzerland, and it was I was
that's
warmer
not
than I am now.
Okay, I was going to say,
Plough Lane has got like a weird microbiome where it just makes it colder.
Do you know what? In the West Stand, if you stand there, it's like a wind corridor, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
And we're at the very end of that corridor, so we get all. But Rob, yeah, there you go.
Rob's joined us.
Yeah.
Substitution again.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting.
What were your takeaways from that game? Sort of, and obviously I
think Jake summed it up pretty well. You know, it just wasn't really our day. I feel like we could have probably played to midnight and not scored a goal. I just don't feel like it was really going to happen for us, that final ball. And I think we struggled to get a bit of momentum today just because, you know...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It just...
Crosses were going to the keeper. They you know, Newport were very clever with, you know, slowing the game down, tactical. The ref, you know, kind of broke the game up and broke the flow of the game up a little bit. Yeah.
It was bitty.
Bit of a bitty game, and you know, I think as well, a bit of credit to JJ for the substitutions he made. He did make positive substitutions. I mean, they didn't. Kelly obviously hit the bar and you know, drags it wide. But
he looked fantastic when he came on though. He like his runs. I think for his one of his, I think it was off the crossbar, or I think maybe when he just missed the post, he did his run of Omar.
Yeah,
where
he
could tell Omar was going to knock it on, and it's like that's the sort of thing you want to see, that he's already reading. He's on a completely new squad. Seeing that he can read players that he's not played with before, like that, it's fantastic to see. So I think
it's cool.
I also think as well, I don't think it's a bad thing having Kelly on the bench. I mean, he's a bit of a super sub, like a bit of a weapon to have, but also as well coming on against tiring defences with that pace. I think it takes a bit of pressure off of him coming off of the bench. I mean, the striker which went out to Norwich is doing the same for them. You know, coming off the bench for the last 15-20 minutes, and I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing having Kelly on the bench to bring on when we're chasing the game or need a goal.
No, it's good to see that we've got. Again, we say it every show, and I say that we say it every show, but it's good to have strength on the bench.
Yep.
Some players like Josh Kelly, we've got Josh Davison, James Ball came on today. Aaron Sassu, good to see him amongst again. He looked very, very good down that left wing, and it was good to see us change shape in sort of going. It looked like we brought Lee Brown off. Jack Curry dropped him to like a sort of left centre back, left wing. Sort of everywhere.
We went to a 3-4-1-2, but the main thing is. And it kind of turned into a 4-2-4, towards the end of the game because he wanted Sassu and Lever pushed right up. So, like I said, JJ, he went for positive subs, and I think that's maybe one of the criticisms is his subs are too late. But he made the two subs as soon as we went 2-0 down.
Actually, no, it's a comment about a performance stage. It's quite an interesting one because I think it's the difficult one how you look at it compared to how we played. I think it was basically looking at a terrible performance. I don't know if you got it there, Smite, for us. I've just made it awkward for you there, haven't I?
Inside the playoffs. But
it's an interesting one.
There's games around us, the teams have got in hand. But look, while you've still got the points, it's better to have points on the board than games in hand in my book. And that's something my dad will say. So he'll be
interesting comment by Anthony Brown. I get you. Got a terrible performance today. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but playoffs hopes disappearing fast. I don't think they're going to disappear that fast. I think we're going to be in it probably, unless we don't win any game now for the next 7.
They're not disappearing when we're still in the playoffs. Everyone around us, it's one of them ones where results actually went for us, and we're going to lead on to the results in a second. But
it's one of those only when the results go for you. Like, well, why if we?
I think it was a big. Gillingham on Tuesday was a big one for us because we picked up points where other teams didn't. And it would have been nice to do the same today. Obviously, you can see there that points have dropped. People have dropped points where would have been around us to help us, but.
You know what, as well,
7 games left.
Some people criticised the Grimsby result when we drew to them, but then they went to MK and won, and they've picked up another point away, so a bit of credit to them, they found a better form.
Did we upset Mansfield when they come here? Because since Mansfield weren't scoring...
Mansfield do like a good...
but they weren't scoring loads of goals before they come here. No. And we upset them by beating them, and they've just gone and scored. I know, it's weird. Bradford had some good form, then lost at home to Forest
Green. Got a very good squad as well. Like that's a big squad for.
I think it's impressive as well to score 5 goals on Bradford's pitch. I mean, there's barely any grass on it.
Must play any football on it.
That in itself is impressive. I have to give a shout out to Sutton United away.
Shout out. Okay, look at Rob.
I have to give a shout out to Sutton United. I mean, like I said, I know they're a bit of a rivals to us, but that's a big 3 points to them. I think today, if they lost that one, that would have been a nail in the coffin. But they've given themselves a fighting chance.
Keeps it exciting, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I'm just noticing Tranmere gone to Wrexham and won. Tranmere doing okay.
Yeah. Wrexham feel like they've come off the boil a little bit. Same with Stockport, so we might have dropped points today, but everyone, like Jake Greaves alluded to, everyone around is just fighting for something. It was bottom,
tough
top
division.
half.
It's a tough division.
I just say, Jake, it's a business end of the season. You ain't going to win the promotion. You ain't going to win a playoff place today. You're not going to lose it. And it just shows you that with the results and that. I know people have got games in their hands, but from experience, I'm getting old now. Points on the board at this time of season.
Yeah.
You know,
Massively
games.
important.
Yeah.
But I think points are more important than games, because it's nice to be like, we could, if you've got 3 games in hand, like we could get 9 points, we could also get 0. So it's nice to have.
I don't think as well the teams around us which have games in hand, it doesn't impact us because there's 7 games left to go. Like ultimately, we're going to need to win probably 4, 5 of the last 7.
7 preferably. But,
well, it's not going to happen.
My slightly outrageous
automatic
promotion champs last week on Tuesday have been taken back now.
I never thought automatic was. But Newport, I think, are only about a couple of points behind us now.
I think if we'd won today, I think the gap between 7th and 8th would have been 4 points if we'd won today. But obviously, it's only 1 at the moment. But there's those final countdown games: Crewe, Harrogate, Stockport, Salford, Swindon, Tranmere, and then we culminate the season here at Plough Lane, which could be an exciting game.
You look at them; they don't look no game's easy in this league, but as the old thing. But you look at them and think
that's a tough set of games.
Isn't it? Yeah, I know. But then we said that when we had MK, we had Notts County, not County.
Yeah. Smashed both of those, so who knows? We like to turn up in big games there. So.
But hey, the good news is the sun's out-ish.
They're where it is, Stu, but
we've got a new goals being put up. We probably wouldn't have scored the nose today, even if we had them. But yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
Anyone going to Crewe?
No.
I unfortunately am.
No, Rob enjoyed Crewe last time you went, didn't you?
Yeah, that was the famous.
Was that the Sam Cosgrove? Yeah, I was also there, yeah.
I was scarred from life, so now I'm never going back to Crewe.
It's good though, that one, because you get to get in the station. The ground's like 5-minute walk, if that. You can get in and out really quickly.
It always feels in a train. You feel like the train station is very close to the ground, but the train doesn't stop quick enough. It feels like it needs like a little subway. Just get in and up for it. But it's a nice chippy.
You just
nice
sound
chippy
really.
I was promised this really good chippy, right?
It was
We went
nice
to the wrong
Crewe.
one. So we went to some really poor
Crewe
ones.
isn't that big to.
There was 2. We went to it was a poor. My mate said it's probably one of the best in the EFL, and it was horrendous when we went to.
Well, now when you go back, you can go to the right chippy.
I can't remember when we went to.
I didn't realise there was 2 chippies in there. But yeah, Queensbury.
It's one with a long queue. We won't come up to wait for that. I think it's somewhere else.
Oh, you forward, don't you?
George is lurking in the background, and he's a man of away games.
Away day culture.
Do you know what the best chippy is in Crewe, George? Yes, no? No, he's shaking his head.
There was a Mackie D's. You come out of the train station, turn right, left. There's a Mackie D's.
There we go.
Just so I know that, because one time we had an away game and we had ages to wait at Crewe, so we went and searched for a Mackie D's. You can always find a Mackie D's is always around, isn't it? Even in Crewe.
Yeah. Even in Crewe.
Anyway, there's your Mackie D highlight.
Should we leave it there for
You
today?
can tell we've lost when we just started talking about rubbish, isn't it?
We'll leave it there for today, I think. We will be back here, if I look at the
Good
match
Friday.
day on Good Friday, on 29th of March.
Easter
for
eggs,
Easter.
even though they've been out since Christmas.
Yeah, I know. For Harrogate. But yeah, anyone showing up to Crewe, good luck on Saturday. Hopefully there'll be 3